evening. Ira Epstein with your Spider ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Tuesday, and we're at the 14th of May, 2024. You know, I sit there and I have to smile and laugh sometimes. Here you get PPI numbers, especially the core PPI, hot. Not down, hot. But the market wants to go and immediately focus on a revisionment for the March number. I found that fascinating. So again, the naysayers will pick and choose, and that gives them the reason to say, oh, no, the Fed's getting closer to cutting rates, even though Fed Chair Powell is in Belgium at a conference there, and he's on TV on CNBC. I'm watching it, and he's going, no, I don't see anything happening right away in the market. That's not what the market's doing. The market is still trying. These people that are naysayers, July's still live. I don't know what they are smoking or drinking, but July isn't live. And I question if September has a chance now. Tomorrow's going to be the key day, though. Tomorrow will be, I don't want to say that the wrong way. Tomorrow will be a key day for this month. We will go through the same thing next month and the month after. It is absolutely how this is going to play out. Why? Because people don't give up. When we look at tomorrow, we're going to get the Mortgage Bankers Association numbers in the morning, okay? You know, I think the market's adjusted to a 7% mortgage. The New York Fed state manufacturing numbers, they're going to come out at 7:30. Retail sales advance, they're going to come out now. If the Redbook Group's numbers are even remotely right, they were up 6.3% when you look at week-to-week and week-to-year comparisons. That's the biggest numbers I've seen. So I want to see how that number comes in lower, but it'll be interesting. Then we're going to get to the April CPI number, and everybody will be quiet at that time. I will be geared on my computer. Today, if you notice, if you watch the morning subscriber videos, the morning flash financial videos, I did them early today. I'm hoping I can do the same tomorrow. And they're going to say that the headline on an annualized basis is forecast up 3.4% from the year ago month. And core year over year, they're expected up 3.6%. Now, on the surface, that'll look initially when you do that, oh, that's pretty good. There will be reasons to say those numbers, if they come in like that, no, they're actually showing that everything is rolling over. If you watch today, the first reactions were that you broke on the PPI number. And I work with an IT person in India, and he writes me that I had it wrong because of the revision. And I wrote him back, I said, so you're telling me that the revision from up 0.2 to down 0.1, and then you come roaring back in this month means nothing? And he goes, absolutely. So that is the mentality that's out there. And that's sort of like the meme people, you know. They're buying AMC as though it has a shot. They're buying GameStop. What are they, driving these things crazy? It has no rationale. It just has to be that a slew of people come in, they take a look at something, ideally that's got a big short open interest, and they run at it. And as they run, the people that are in short options or short in stocks, whatever, they create enough pressure where those people have to buy their way out. But when you go back to the fundamentals, there are none for those run-ups. But herd mentality can move things dramatically. You're also going to get the National Association of Home Builders. They're going to come out at 9. And we're going to get the EIA petroleum stock estimates. Now, API came out, and overall, there was a net draw of just under about 3.8 million barrels. They were looking for about 1 million barrels. If you go oil to oil, it was way more than that on the API. So it'll be interesting to see how the markets want to react to that. So when you come back here, I can tell you, I had thought that in Amazon, the market couldn't make this comeback, and it did. And I had told my traders that in the 9:30 video that are long this market, I said, hey, we have to have a straight stop in case it goes down. I'm happy to say the stop never got hit, and they've got a small profit riding in it, very small, but a profit. When we come over and we look at NVIDIA, up another $9. Tesla. Now, the question for Tesla is they need to come out quicker rather than later, as we all know, with another vehicle. It's sort of like Apple. Apple's got to come out with something for the phone. And they're smart by saying, let's just go out and lease GPT or one of those types of, if you will, AI thinking mentalities. Now, the first round of it is going to be very slow. It's almost like the Vision Pro. You're wearing that big heavy thing with the goggles on it. Doesn't mean it's not beautiful when you see it. If you see the Xfinity ad, it's all over Chicago, as this young girl brings it to her grandpa and his friends, a bunch of older guys like me, I guess, and they put it on, the music, they're in a jet plane and it goes flying, and I'm talking a fighter jet. Well, that'll all change over time. You know it, I know it. But the first go at it, I don't have all the faith. I will not be the guy in line to buy the new Apple phone right away. Maybe the one after that, but I have a feeling that's throwing some money away. I think it'll be cool, but I don't think it's going to do an awful lot. McDonald's, interesting, backed off a little bit today, 66 cents. I'm waiting for the $5 meal. What about you? I promise you I'll be getting those $5 meals. Okay, I love McDonald's, but I'm tired of paying for my value meal in Chicago, about $13, whatever the heck it is. AMC got up to $11.88. I'm sitting there and I'm going, are people out of their mind that are buying this? They know what they're doing. They're saying, reality doesn't matter. If the groups keep coming in, there's no telling how high this will go. I get it. That's why GameStop going. But I'll tell you, a stock that I'm going to start looking at for myself soon is Boeing again. It's way too soon to get excited, but all the bear news isn't breaking it any longer. And to me, that's the first sign of a market beginning the end of a decline period, and probably has to base build for a long time, but it's on my radar to be looking at down the road here. TLT came roaring back up, okay, because interest rates at first, it looks like they were going to tick higher, and they didn't. They didn't hold at all. So we'll see what this all does. When we look at MGM, the market's now had a bit of a run. Remember, a rising tide lifts all ships, and that's what you are getting. You have a rising tide. The pattern is one of higher lows on the swing line. Now, on a swing line, if you're new to watching me here, what this is an indicator I wrote. And I set 5 rules. It's in my charting course. If you go to our website at iraepstein.com under education, the full charting. And I give you the rules, and what they do is you look back at the bar before you. It can be a 15-minute chart, it could be a 1-hour chart, it could be a yearly chart, a monthly, it doesn't matter. You look back. If you have a higher high, you have one set of rules. If you've got a low that takes out a prior week, you have another. If you have an outside week up or down, another, and an inside week, you have another. There's really 5 rules that it turns out to be, because you can have outside week up, outside week down, and so on. And it comes that way, and the reason is, no matter how you look at it, no matter what you do, you can't see the real highs and lows. But by applying this, I believe, that doesn't mean I'm right, I wrote the indicator, but I believe it ties this together, and the definition of an uptrend is typically higher highs, higher lows. You filter that by looking to see where you're at in relation to key moving averages. And the battleground right now is the 18-day average of closes. I call that specific average, the 18, the line in the sand. When the market is over it, I have bullish bias. Under, bearish bias. So the market is holding right now. The next resistance, if it goes up, as I see it, is the 200-day average at 41.94. And then after that, you have the Bollinger Band at 43.14 and the 100-day moving average in green at 43.48. But you got to prove you can stay here. And obviously, CPI is going to have an impact tomorrow. When I look at Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the marketplace trading within the bands 95% of the time. Now, breakouts up or down often happen from narrow band areas. When you get wider bands like this, no. It is just a matter of, do you get momentum that locks in bullish, bearish, overbought, oversold. Right now you have upward momentum. The bias is up, the trend is up. Going home tonight, the bulls have control of the market unless and until the market takes out right here 39. Is that 39 or 40.47? It might be 40.47. I think it is. Yeah, 40.47, so you'd have to hit 40.46. That would take away control. The first resistance, 41.94. In eBay, remember what I told you, you had gone from an upper band sideways action, came down, came back up, came back down. Wouldn't surprise me if you go to the upper band. It's moving in that configuration back and forth right now. In Tesla, what will turn the chart, in my opinion, bearish is any close now under, right here. Get under 167.75 and close under that. I think you got a problem in the market. Don't do that, and you could try to work a bit higher here. That's about all that I could see. I don't see a bull or a bear pattern. Obviously, in Freeport, I'm bullish. Anything with copper, I'm bullish. I don't know how to say it any other way. Copper and platinum have suddenly become metals in short supply. And with that, it's almost like the meme people. They go in and they just keep buying. Now, you've had this market go sideways. Notice how the market today closed over the upper Bollinger Band. If you have another day like today where you take out today's highs, you close over that high, and in the very top part of the range, it'd be an upside breakout. And until the market got under this low, I would be looking for the market to go higher. How much higher? Could be towards the 60 level. In UGA, all right, this is something engineered by President Biden. I'm being facetious when I say that, so please don't get mad at me. But in looking at the marketplace, I look at it and I go, isn't this well timed that we're getting this huge break in gasoline? I'm laughing. As the AAA keeps saying prices are going to go up, and yet you are seeing that the gasoline funds are coming crashing down. All right? Want to buy some votes? Want to buy more? Put tariffs on China. Protect the auto industry from Chinese vehicles. There aren't any here, but we're going to protect them. But he is protecting the chip companies. He's doing some things in the metal markets. I think you can see that. So I see what he's doing. He went and got votes, he being the president, with the students by as much as he can do by law, wiping out student debt. So this is what presidents, not just President Biden, the man in control does at re-election time. Did it ever dawn on you to ask yourself, and please do, why didn't he do this years ago? Why is it right now in May with November around the corner? Because of that character, Donald. I know who it is. You know, Donald Duck. All the way coming down here, embedded reading. This thing still looks bearish as can be until that's lost. Now we get to the financial services, and you should expect resistance on the first challenge of a Bollinger Band. But if you're embedded, as you are, that resistance typically doesn't hold. You push on it as long as you stay embedded. So I'm looking on pullbacks that as long as this red line doesn't settle under 79, that's a long way off for the pros to buy the first reasonable break in the market and keep pushing this market if they can higher. In XLI, the same thing happening. So momentum in this market has flipped around and it's locking in, it's embedding. Now, if it's all lost at one time, it sets up a rather sizable break. If it's not, it just keeps you humming along, and that's why you're hearing, if you're watching financial TV, we're going for new highs in these markets right now. I get it. I see the momentum. Momentum is there, and until it's lost, by closing under 79, XLI can easily come back here, challenge that upper Bollinger Band or more. RSPD, no. It is an overbought market fighting a battle between, and it's been doing it, the green line, the 100-day average down to the 18. If it can get something to run on, maybe it goes to the upper Bollinger Band, but it's spent a lot of power getting where it's at. In the home builders, the market is now sitting and poised, and it should be. what's interest rates, or what could they do off of the CPI reading? One of the two-dance step, which is CPI, PPI, one of the partners, the PPI, came in strong. So you can't say that that number in itself is going to help the Fed move quicker. No way. If anything, it pushes them back. Now, if the CPI does it, the market will go, what did that mean? Okay, we have next month. We'll get them then. That's just how this is going to play out, because the naysayers don't give up. I'm not saying they're wrong. The market is approaching highs, right? In XLE, we have a market that comes up to the energy part here, fighting the battle. For me to get friendly, you got to get back over 94.86 and close ideally over 94.30. But I see nothing here that can turn me bearish, because you have a higher highs. Even if you just broke down, nothing yet on that chart pattern. In GLD, I'm a bull, all right? All I see is inflation. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm seeing, all right? That is why PPI's up. I happen to think you're going to get a fairly reasonable CPI reading. Yes, it'll probably come in line near the traders' estimates. And when you look at the PCE, and people don't realize that, I write about it tonight in my newsletter already, you can take the PPI and extrapolate from it what the PCE is going to be. You want to see that? Take advantage of the free offers I'll show at the end of this, and get on my newsletter. I show you how the math is done and what the projection is for it already. So you can start with that. Obviously, CPI will impact it, but a lot of the PPI goes into the PCE number. So you take a look, you see what you've got there. You're overbought. I realize that. Next stopping spot could be near the 220 area, and supports at the 215 zone. In SLV, now remember, silver has been stronger than gold. I've been showing that in my metal updates if you've been watching that. But you're overbought. You're really approaching a resistance zone, so be careful. Copper's a different world. Copper market, because of Anglo-American, the bids there, because of Peru, Chile, what's really going on the ground, and all the copper you're going to need for AI. People don't realize electric cars, AI data centers, they're all using copper. You've got to transmit electricity to them somehow. Right now, we don't have electricity broadcasting in power waves over the air. You need a conduit, and copper is it. So it's very important. And as you can see, you're hitting the Bollinger Band and riding it to the upside at this point in time. TLT, you would think that you get strong PPI and possibly CPI, you break. This market's in a bull market phase. When it breaks, it breaks. It's not embedded. It is overbought. We'll see how it wants to do. In the dollar, down. You would think a high interest rate, because PPI says you're going to stay higher for longer, the way it came out today, would support the dollar. The market's looking at it, doesn't matter. You know, you guys got it all wrong. You're going to see that the Fed's going to move quicker. Okay, and the market's buying into that. So the dollar's been in a downtrend. Support has been and continues to be the 200-day average down to the lower Bollinger Band. And the flip-flop is true, because 57.6% of the dollar index is made up of the euro. So as this goes higher, the dollar goes lower, and now your resistance is here to the 100-day average. And what about embedding here? Well, both numbers are over the 80 level tonight. Were they over 80 yesterday? So were they the day before? You got it. So you have your bullish embedded reading. So until that's lost, the breaks in the market get bought in a certain manner. Now, there is a manner that all comes to play in, and that's part of what I teach in my enhanced Bollinger Band course. But I want you to remember the free offers. Like I said today, I've already written on the PCE. All you need to do is, when you go to our webpage, where it's iraepstein.com free offers, click on select the offer. And what happens when you actually do that is it's putting it into a cart for you. Now, each one of these are going to give you on the screen an explanation. You can also hit pause. This is how it'll look on your screen, as you can see just how things are coming by you. You work with that. When you finally finish going through everything and choosing what you want, at the very bottom, you will be putting in your email address, your name, so we can get this emailed out to you. That's how everything will come. And we generally get it done within 1 business to 2 business days. Obviously, everybody's got a different what? Everybody has a different time zone they're in. So we have to go by ours. So that's why I say within 1 to 2 business days, we typically get it out. And we stop looking at it about 3 in the afternoon Chicago time. And then we pick it up again in the morning because my brokers, they've got to get it all out to you. They attach everything and away you go. It's so simple doing it by this way. But I use, as you know, more research. We talk about it. Our technical indicators are a phenomenal, fast way to learn of what I'm talking. Your complete sign-up page will look just like this. When you finish, let's get started, give that blue a click, and away you go. You can also move your cursor to the top of the page here, give that a click, and you'll be set up. I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a good evening. I'll catch up with you all first thing in the morning flash update, and again, in the other videos tonight that I do. Take care.